one-year deal for Scott when Leon Rose took over. He signed Scott to a one-year deal as a GM for this year. Listen, based on the way the Knicks have played and exceeded expectations, I'd actually be surprised if the Knicks did not bring Scott Perry back after this one-year deal, because everything has worked out so well. You talk about Julius Randle. He and Steve Mills signed Julius Randle after they missed out on their top targets in free agency 2019. Obviously, that was a disaster, free agency 2019, but you spin it forward, and Scott Perry is one of the reasons why the Knicks have clean cap sheet, first-round picks moving forward, one of the reasons why they are in good shape as they move forward with Leon Rose and his group.
I mean, you got to think there's a steadying influence there. Scott has been around to different organizations. He was with Seattle before they went to Oklahoma City. He had 2 stints in Detroit, in Orlando, and now with New York. And although Leon, Rose, and Worldwide West, they understand basketball. They understand the back end of the business because that's where they've been. It's a little bit different when you come on the executive side and having to know the ins and outs, from the CBA to dealing with the league office to how to talk to other teams. It's almost like, hey, they want to go full speed ahead. He's like, wait a minute, let's steer this. Mm-hmm. And if you look at some of the moves that he's made, I know people barked about the Kristaps Porzingis trade when it happened, but you can't look at it and say, hey, you know what? We made out as best as we possibly could. We got draft picks, we got cap space. Kristaps can't stay on the floor, and although Tim Hardaway Jr. has played well for them in spurts, do you want that type of money on your contract? And for the Julius Randle thing, you got the biggest bargain in the league right now. You got all the cap space. There wasn't panic in the 2019 free agency where you went out and signed guys to 4-year deals just to say, hey, we did something. Let's compete with the Brooklyn Nets and say that, we're on the same level as them. Some things had to break right for them on this side of it. But I think Scott Perry is an unsung hero. And I'll take it a step further. I think other teams should be calling the Knicks and asking to speak to him to lead their organizations, because I see plenty of other franchises in the league that need that type of steady influence and that type of direction.
Yeah, I think there's going to be openings this offseason.
Absolutely.
There always are. And, I agree with you based on the job that he's done, particularly this year,